What I am teaching you in this video will help you to stop wasting your energy and get rid of masturbation. You may have heard that masturbation is entirely natural, but to what extent? How many times each day can you masturbate without becoming addicted? What if you are unable to stop masturbating? Let's talk about these questions and why you should quit masturbation today with this energy-wasting action that is actually a trap for your life. Before we begin, I'd like to apologize for the video thumbnail, but I needed to get your attention to this 21st century's most important issue that weakens and damages all of our generation, including children and adults, which will leave us powerless in the long term. In this video, you will learn about our brain's scientific and philosophical processes, as well as what Stoicism may teach us about this sin. Oh, sin? Do you believe that masturbation is sin? Yes or no? Write in the comment below. Also, remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss our future epic videos. Let's begin now. According to current medicine, masturbation is totally normal in nature. Despite of humans, it has been even observed in dogs and other mammals as well. However, this perception of normal masturbation was not always true. Masturbation was once considered evil, particularly among men, because unproductive seed production prohibited people from reproducing. Masturbation was thought to separate women from males by allowing them to enjoy themselves without assistance. To this moral burden was added the physical burden, which stated that masturbation caused diseases and hence should not be practiced. But let's get back to the present. What do we know about masturbation, particularly among men suffering from insomnia? What is known is that it promotes sleep. The problem, according to the French Institute of Health and Medical Research, the male brain deactivates sexual desire after orgasm. When a man reaches climax, the cerebral cortex, the area responsible for conscious thought, stops working. This not only eliminates the desire to continue having sexual encounters, but it also improves sleep. As a result, many men fall asleep after a sexual activity. You will become a slave to yourself and will not be able to control yourself, a victim of lack of control, pursuing relationships with prostitutes, various sex partners, and excessive pornographic consumption. These are the methods that a dopamine-saturated brain uses to obtain pleasure. But what's the problem? What's wrong? Well, one of its benefits contains a trap, and if you watch this channel frequently, you will see what I mean. Masturbation causes a release of dopamine in the brain. This hormone is responsible for helping us feel better through fostering calm, stress reduction, and a sense of reward. This is triggered by dopamine, and it is so delightful that some people get addicted. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders has recently added hypersexuality disorder, which classifies excessive masturbation as obsessive-compulsive disorder, another habit that, in many cases, destroys both the mind and the family. Pay attention. Masturbation addiction is caused by chemicals released in the brain, and as our brain adjusts to the release of these chemicals, it feels compelled to constantly search for the codes that generated the stimulation. Your brain will begin to need more and more dopamine in order to reach the same level of pleasure as before, forcing you to constantly search for new ways to masturbate. This becomes increased when your brain recognizes that the release of dopamine is excessive and attempts to block receptors in an effort to stop you. As a result, the person engages in the pleasure act, in this case masturbation, but receives no reward, further frustrating them. A smoker who never quits, someone who eats chocolate till they vomit, or even an alcoholic all engage in excessive masturbation to satisfy their desire for pleasure. Epicurus declared that self-control, rather than nights of pleasure, marks a decent man. In this regard, the ability to enjoy pleasure while recognizing and containing it differentiates someone with a high level of self-awareness. Rather than being slaves to our desires, we must become their rulers. Seneca's philosophical stance reminds us that Stoic thought on masturbation is about deep insight and self-mastery, not restriction. This translates into the ability to influence our emotions on a journey of conscious self-exploration. It resides not just in temporary fulfillment, but also in comprehending, accepting, and embracing our deepest desires. According to the Stoics, Every action has implications not only for us, but also for the natural order of the universe. When we give in to our most powerful urges, such as uncontrolled masturbating, we lose our harmonious relationship with nature, which the Stoics strongly valued. We become slaves of our desires, sliding away from authentic inner peace. Repeated masturbation can cause an emotional storm in us, with guilt, shame, and unhappiness becoming constant companions. The Stoics teach us how to manage our strong emotions through reflection and self-regulation. By facing our emotions carefully, we can learn to manage them in a healthy and helpful manner. At this point, you might be wondering what Stoicism has to do with this. The Stoics, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, are masters of self-control and wisdom, approached pleasure and lust from a different angle. Epicurus's words and Seneca's deep ideas explored the depths of human passions, leaving a legacy that continues to delight us. Masturbation for the Stoics was more than just a means of obtaining sexual pleasure. It was also an opportunity to test the limitations of the body and mind. They saw it as a test of self-awareness and a road to genuine freedom. In their view, control over human emotions and pleasure was a conquest that improved the human spirit. However, the Stoics advise us to seek inner calm inside ourselves. True pleasure comes from our ability to master ourselves and find joy in the simple and virtuous. Please allow me to share a personal inspirational story. I know someone who struggled with obsessive masturbation, seeking temporary relief and pleasure, but experiencing an inner tempest after each act. This individual had an extreme change after immersing themselves in Stoic teachings and exercising self-control and self-regulation. They discovered to address their feelings and emotions mindfully, and they found true joy through self-control. They now enjoy a life of peacefulness and sincerity, free of the limitations of fleeting desires. True satisfaction comes from living in accordance with our most fundamental ideals and values. When we cave to short-term desires, we lose sight of what actually matters in life. Excessive masturbation can lead us wrong from our highest goals and away from the actual happiness that comes from virtue and inner serenity. Mindfulness and mediation can help us achieve the mental peace we need to resist distractions and address our emotions in a healthy way. This tendency becomes a challenge to mental peace, drawing us into regret and diverting us from the peace found in self-control and tolerance. My friend, what are you doing with your life? Do you believe that relaxing at home, watching videos, and enjoying your hands can boost your confidence and success? Do you believe you can attract women after wasting a lot of energy and time on such actions? Or if you are a woman, do you believe you can attract men? No, never. So, dear friend, decide wisely. If you have good intentions to leave masturbation, write in the comment that, I am a powerful person. I have power over my emotions. I decide to do what inspires me. I chose to do what benefits me. I have a full control over my hands and lust. And I will stop masturbation soon. Thank you for staying with me and watching the video. You can like this video and subscribe the channel to see more epic videos.